quick recap. So last session, you guys found out that some weird shit had been going on with Daviak, and it turns out he was taken over by a demon, an angel. You're not quite sure. You know their name is Raziel, and you know they're here for one reason and one reason only, to bring forth the Tarrasque on this world and destroy it. The
Tarrasque or the world?
The world. This is all part of the large plan. You can assume this Tiamat, you've heard him mention a couple of times that, he wants to raise the world to the ground so the Tiamat can build it back up again. Well, I guess this is just one of the ways she's planning on doing this.
Sorry, I forgot I left myself a bar to me, so...
So, with that in mind, you guys continued. You escaped the thing after having a brief encounter with him. He took away Mittens' hand once more, after it was he in the guise of Daviak who gave him it. And you guys made a lot of plans as to how to get to wherever he is faster. With a scrying spell, you were able to locate where he was. He's in Cirros Palace, using...
I love that ship, when you put the ship, Luke. We did find a ship like that in the middle of fucking nowhere, didn't we? It blew up. It's been a trip. Are we sure we haven't... We're all in a tent back in the camp at the beginning. We all just had a bad trip.
It didn't go well. He found some and was like, oh, these will be exotic. And, they were exotic.
No, so, what was I? Yeah, with the scrying spell, you're able to find out where he was. He's in Cirros Palace, using this gateway, potentially, to find the Feywild, where this Tarrasque is. Because it turns out that the angels never killed the Tarrasque, way back when. They fucking couldn't. So instead, they just sent it to the Feywild and used its natural magic, and enchantment magic of the Fey creatures there to help them put it to sleep.
Is there one Tarrasque, or is it a creature?
You are not sure.
One Tarrasque to rule them all.
I think one's enough, Luke. I don't know if you looked at a stat block. One's enough.
I don't know, I wouldn't mind a breeding pair. They're on my side.
Anyway, after making absolute pace to the mountain of where Cirros Palace was, or Cirros Castle was, we left off last session, but you guys were just sort of around the bottom, taking a short rest, gathering yourselves for a very high stakes evening. It is around now, sort of like evening the next day after all this has happened. Actually, it's probably morning, actually, because you travelled very, very quickly, and it would have taken you at least a day, and then a day and a bit to get to this place. So yeah, it's probably in the very, very early hours of the morning right now, when it's still dark. Stars are still lit up in the sky. And is there anything anyone would like to do while you're just at this camp?
Immediately take the sword back
down here.
Yeah,
yes, Daviak is going to ask. So you're...
Giri's got Daviak's sword again. Daviak can have my sword, because I can't use that. It's a 200 great sword.
Cool. Daviak will take your sword gladly.
Potion of flying.
How long does it last for? I'm guessing it's that. Just take
so Potion of Flying allows you to fly for 1 minute, and you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed.
Is it concentration?
It is not concentration. You just get to fly for 1 minute. At the end of the minute, if you are not on the ground, you fall.
You will be soon.
Yeah.
Also, how is everyone for potions doing?
I don't have any, but Luke, you gave me one, didn't you?
I gave you one, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It was in the heat of the last session. There was no heat. Potion of flying.
Flipping, forget it.
I have one.
I've got one then, yeah.
So you have one, Balzanor?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Nevado, have you got one?
No, I've given it to
Okay.
Senior
I
Slash.
will give you one of mine. I've got them. I've got a couple. Sometimes I'm pushing as well.
Okay.
And give us a flying potion.
Cool. If there is nothing else... Oh, by the way, around about now, your horse form is worn off. So you are no longer a horse, Nevado. Congratulations, you're a human once again.
Well, he's an ass, isn't he? Carry on.
And with that,
So
there is-
funny.
absolutely nothing else, we can begin heading up the treacherous mountain. Now, you guys have been up this mountain before. It's just this sort of like pathway that slopes around. Once was a very wide, very decorative pathway that the cloud giants would use to walk around. But now, sadly, it is not so. It is these just slabs of rock where whatever engravings and decorations were on them have been faded away by the weather, and they're now just like slabs of rock sort of like caught in the dirt and with the shrubbery and all sorts of snow and ice over them. In some places they've even given way and fallen. The pathway in places has also given way and fallen. But you can continue heading on up. As you head on up, it takes you a couple of hours. What sort of pace are you trying to make going up this place?
Didn't get out last time.
Good few hours, at least like 3 hours.
I'd say a fair pace then.
Yeah, we're still trying to hurry.
Still trying to hurry? Okay, could I get everyone to make a athletics check for me? Just pushing up, just to see sort of the kind of pace. Obviously you're trying to move at a fast pace, but just to see what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
This will be a group thing, so Daviak will roll as well.
Oh,
Bless
that
the
was
lad.
with Oramis.
That wasn't with Oramis, that's
On
plus
the
three.
I'll wager.
Yes.
Oh, Matt, that was not good for us. Luckily, JJ's
Daviak,
well over 20.
Daviak got a 17,
Oh,
but sadly the overall thing. Oh yeah, see how Orson did.
Is this important?
Maybe.
Big boy
19.
Orson!
19. All right. So yeah, you guys. I mean, that's 50-50. So you're trying to travel at a fast pace, and some of you are obviously like clearly pushing ahead. Some of you are lagging behind, and overall, you make up to a sort of slightly faster than regular pace. But you've been like fully awake now for about a day. Can I ask Giri, Balzanor, and Nevado to make a con save for me, please? You each have +3 to this.
Oh, boy!
But you don't fucking need it. All right. Yeah, you guys are fine. So as much as you're, it's tiring as hell. You guys managed to stave off yet more exhaustion. As you continue up here, fueled by the potential horrors that could that this guy could enact if he succeeds. You go round and round the mountain. It's eerily quiet, other than the howling of the wind every now and again, and the bright moon, the full moon that sort of shines way over you. It's a fairly cloudless sky so far. And as you manage to make your way up to the door, this large door, the first signs of the palace where you took the elevator, it does sort of drop in temperature and it does get a little colder. As you make it up to this area, I won't even ask you to make a perception check because he makes himself known. There is a laughter that sort of booms and echoes through the whistling of the wind. It is the laughter of Raziel. And you can see from sort of around the corner of this thing, so imagine you're sort of on this pathway on the side of a mountain. There's the doorway in front of you. He sort of comes around the side, wafting gently through the very, very harsh winds that are flying through here. Arms outstretched, now 2 blades rather than 1, either side of him, floating in front of him. And he merely goes, "Well, you are persistent, aren't you? I have to say, I'm impressed at the speed you made it here, not that it really makes much difference. Just means I too will have to increase my pace. I at least thought you'd think my offer over. I mean, who would really want to turn down lordship, maybe kingship and queenship of certain lands and all the gold you could want, anything you could want? You really turned that down. Maybe I overestimated you all, after all. Much like you, well, rather underestimated my creatures, the echolots. They truly are the perfect hunting companion. They could track for miles, they do not need sleep, and their screech, well, I'm sure you've all experienced that. The ability to disorientate and stun an opponent, to get the perfect kill, is treasured in these beasts. And it's rather fun. I have a few more that would like to say hi. And as he says this, the two large sort of like stone doors that stand in front that you once used to make your way into the elevator, boom, boom, open. And two of these echolots fly out, hurtling towards the air. First like fighting with each other, just like scratching and scramming each other, but then push off, spin through the air. And this guy just stands there. Rather just goes, "Nashazin!" And suddenly their eyes burn sort of these bright orangey red and glare straight towards your group. Raziel begins to waft away, sort of back into the air as these things come after you. And with that, we'll roll our first set of initiative today, folks, as you guys appear.
Start as you mean to go on. That's not bad, actually. Well, it looks like I'll be going first. We've, generally speaking, not rolled very well on initiative with this group. I mean, we don't have great multipliers, but...
I do not think you do. Let's see about Daviak. Daviak.
Oh, you as a fighter only have a -1 because you've got low dex. I feel like there should be some sort of compensation for like fighting instinct or something.
Yeah, being alert.
Absolutely. So Daviak is there. Then it goes. So what's the initiative of these things? Oh, okay. So Giri.
I feel like it's really good.
What about Orson? Where's Orson going in this initiative?
First.
Where is his
Oh.
thing? No, he ain't. This guy ain't
Giri,
going
it's
first.
really cold up here.
He doesn't feel cold. So then Nevado, then Balzanor, then who's lost?
Luke, does that know you're saving the world?
No, I haven't broken it, so just in case I die. No.
Right, the initiative order is just up.
I told Lucy she couldn't give a flying fuck.
Why does that not surprise me? Why is he also all the way over there? He should be there. As these two things are currently sort of more around out here. They're both around sort of 15 feet in the air. We first kick off with them as they rolled a natural 20 on their initiative.
That's horrendous.
That is absolutely horrendous. I couldn't agree more. And they are going to... What was their movement again? The movement was like 60 feet, so they can go...
Lethal, wasn't it?
35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Is it flying?
Yeah.
And you made it go across the bridge?
No, that was just more like sweeping around at the angle. 20.
I don't work in 3D.
30. 45, and then it's going to use its last bit of movement to come down to the ground, I think. So this blue one is now on the ground, mobile, and is just hissing at you and screaming. Do either of them start with their stunning screech? That's interesting.
Fraz
One
Apple.
doesn't.
It's the big bad, isn't it? Fraz Apple.
Fraz Apple.
That was the dragon.
It's my favourite subgenre of jazz.
So actually, neither of them have anything.
Well, that's a welcome change.
Right now, that's actually really bogus because I really thought they were going to have their. They were really hoping they would have their stunning screech this turn. That's fine. In which case, this one is gonna like, it opened his mouth to screech, but it just like can't muster it at the minute. With the sort of immense cold, so instead it's going to dash and just then get back up in the air and get about 20 15 feet in the air there, just so that it's still in range of some people. So both 15 feet in the air. Balzanor, you are not in the air, but you are on a griffin which can go in the air. However, Daviak controls where it moves.
Right. Can I ask Daviak to fly in certain directions, or is that just up to him?
You can certainly ask him. However,
He won't listen to you.
Personally, I like the flight, so if we fly around for a bit, that's fine by me. I'll go on a trip and just fast shit.
Fantastic. In which case, you and Daviak are going to be flying. Well, Daviak's going to say, okay, we're going to be more up. Well, me and the Griffin are going to be more up front with this. So if you want to get off, you can get off now. Otherwise, we're fucking going.
I'm in here for the long run. Let's go.
Fantastic. In which case, it's going to go 5, 10, 15, and then up 15 feet, so 30, which is still under half the Griffin's movement, which is, they have insane movement. Except it's going to, twist around, essentially, so that you guys are the opposite way. And he's going to get an attack, and the Griffin's going to get an attack. So, let's see how Daviak does. That hits. And a natural 1 does not hit. So, let's see. Daviak's got a big old greatsword. 7 plus 4, 5, sorry. Did these things have resistance to non-magical damage? Yes, they did. So that's 7 plus 5 is 12, half 2. 6. Does Daviak smite?
Yes.
Yes. You'll pump a first level smite in there. Why not?
Always smite.
Making that plus 9.
Always.
So
you'll find out when you play your paladin.
that's 15 damage. Then I need to get the stats up for Griffin. I should have done this before the session. I apologize. Griffin is gonna make a beak attack. Does he hit? Yeah, that hits. Gonna make a claw attack. Does he hit? Yeah, that hits. And they're both way too high for it to use its reaction. So then that's 1d8. 1, so that's 5. And then 12, 5 plus. No, yeah, that's 12 overall, half to 6. And that's another 6 damage. That's 21 overall in his turn. And I think that is about what they're gonna do this turn. Davish is just gonna stay right in its fucking face. Next up is Giri.
Yes.
Let's go.
Right. So, what am I doing? I love flying characters as a melee character.
Can't you just jump?
No. Thank you, but no thank you. They are. Yeah. It's too early for the flying potion, I think, isn't it? That's a worthy one of saving. In that case, I'm gonna javelin this one here.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be.
Let him have it.
Where 27?
Yeah, that hits.
11 piercing, but I know that's halved.
5. That's a good throw.
Another javelin. 11, I guess it doesn't hit.
Nah, it doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
And that's 2 of my javelins. Do I do the lightning one? Yeah, fuck it. We'll throw the lightning one. Oh, Jesus.
Lightning one just clatters into the side of the rock face. That's like, just imagine like just to your right over here is like this like rock face blocking you off from moving that way. Yeah, just clatters to the side of that, unfortunately, and you can't hit. And after it sort of clatters in, there's just this crackle of energy splitting the sort of ice in the wall a little bit in two. Anything
5,
else?
10, 15. I'll go here just in case this one comes down.
Yeah, sounds good. Alrighty, next up is Nevado. Mittens, you're after Nevado. Have a think.
I would like to summon a level 3, sorry, swarm of wasps, please, Benjamin.
Level 3 swarm of wasps. You know what
Of
that
the
means?
extra large kind.
They're bats. No,
I believe there's not even like a bee or something.
no, the stuff you get for like the free one isn't very good, and I'm trying to get through it. So how many are there again? There's like 4 sets of 2.
But that's when I cast it at a higher level, I think. So I think it's just 8, maybe?
What's the damage rate on the giant one?
Half. Yeah.
So 4.
4
Yeah.
giant wasps coming right up. So then there's 1 and 2, and let's change that one to blue. So summon 4 giant wasps. Again, imagine they're like 2. What you gonna do? Oh, I think I made this one so you can. Yeah, you can control it. Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna obviously ask these boys to fly over here and attack him. Off the ball. So they have a +4 to hit, 5-foot reach, 1d6 piercing damage, 3d6 poison damage.
All right. And they need to make a con save, don't they?
Yes. DC 11.
DC 11. So roll the hit first. See how many of them hit. So just roll 4d20.
Oh, that's
Oh, no.
shite. That's
So,
+4 though, but I'm
plus
guessing that doesn't
4.
change a lot.
Only one of them hits, I'm afraid. And this guy has to make a con save. What's the DC of the con save?
11.
Ah, yeah, it passes.
Fuck's sake. Okay, cool. Half as
well-
much poison damage on a successful save, so have 1d6 plus 2 and then 3d6 halved.
That's 7. something
Oh,
like
that's a
that.
shite.
2.
So they take an extra 2 damage.
Cool. The rolls are not with you guys this evening.
And then
Right,
that
we're
might
going to
be-
peek later.
I'm gonna bonus action cast the cantrip Shielege.
Shillelagh. Shillelagh. No, watch me mate. Watch me shillelagh.
On my stick.
On your stick. So now your stick is a 1d8.
And
1d10 if you whack. Not. Yeah.
And can I 5, 10, 15. And I kind of actually probably waste. Can I undo my shillelagh? Because I've had a change of heart.
I don't know, because it doesn't really affect anything. Were you going to do anything else with your bonus action?
Yes. This may not be a bonus action, so... I have my staff is the little grapply staff thingy. Which I think is a bonus action. Is it an action? Okay.
Is your action to place that in the ground?
Let's retcon that then, and we'll stick with the shillelagh, and I'll stay there. Cool.
Stick with the shillelagh. Alright, Mittens, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna call forth my cloak as a bonus action. No, sorry, as an action.
Call forth Sir Cloak. It's very big. It's now there. And has a little red... No, you know what? Everything else is red. That's bad. That just gets confusing. It's now pink, because you're fabulous.
I agree, thank you.
Boom. You should now be able to control the pink hue.
Sweet. Okay, it's gonna go in behind this thing, and I'm then just gonna back around here, a ways behind. Awesome. And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna tell it to attack.
Alrighty. Roll to hit, sir.
Okay, so
Please, JJ, please.
plus 7 to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
And it is 1d10 plus 5 damage.
Is that magical?
12, yeah, it's force damage. From
Aha! 12 force damage. Your cloak just sort of flaps in the wind, and almost like when you whip someone with a towel, just whoosh, smacks it right on the back. Hurts like hell. It's just 12. Fantastic. A little bit of damage going. That's always nice. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's everything.
Awesome. Balzanor, you are, for all respect and purposes, on a griffin.
Just the way I like it.
If you want, you can ask Daviak to turn the griffin, because that's like technically still within range if you wanted to melee attack
To
it.
be honest, I don't think I need to. I'm just going to attack the red wolf. I say wolf. It looks like a wolf.
Echoloth.
Echoloth.
I'm going to cast Agnazar's Scorcher.
Agnazar's Scorcher. Alrighty.
Still don't know how to pronounce that. That's how I'm going with it.
DC 15 Dex save. It's going to use its reaction to get advantage on this by pulling its wings out in front of it.
Oh, that's not super good.
Oh, that's a 4 and a 5.
Oh no, what a shame.
What a shame. What a shame. That's 11 fire damage. Yes. As this burning ray of fire just exudes out of your hands, sort of around. You have to like maneuver around Daviak, and and the griffin's like a little bit concerned, a little bit. Daviak to stroke, and he's like, do that again. Awesome. Anything else on your turn?
Well, I'd like to do it again, but I can't.
That's sad.
I'm good. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. It is time. What's he doing?
He is... How tall is Awesome? I asked this.
Awesome is 9 feet tall. Well, 10 feet tall.
So can he reach... No, it's just outside of his reach, isn't it?
No, he can reach him. Remember, his arms go down to the floor.
That's true.
So I'm going to say, yeah, he can reach people to punch.
He's going to go... Oh, get rid of this. I can't move him, but he's going to move up to here.
Oh, shit, can you not move him?
Yeah.
I'll change that right now, good sir. There you go.
He's going to go there.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to hit a slam. Would he get with advantage? Is the cloak opposite or no?
No.
Okay.
The cloak is
Just a hit then.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Awesome. Oh, that's huge damage, but
Awesome
Not hit.
charges forward. He just sort of like, it's not really a punch, he just sort of like flails his arms like, shoo, you big thing. And this thing just like almost like leaps off of his arms to keep itself in the air. Huge hit. That is 7 and 2/8 plus 7 on 3d8 plus 7. That would have been absolutely massive. But sadly, it was not to be.
That's all he's going to do.
That's all he's going to do. Right, back to the top of the round. These things are going to see whether they can screech at you all yet. One of them can. One of them can't. So, this one is going to... I'm not sure it likes the griffin there. I'm not sure it really likes a lot of that stuff that's going on. So, what it's going to do is it's going to attack the... It's going to attack the griffin that you guys are standing on. That you guys are on with one of its attacks. And with another of its attacks, it is going to attack Davyak. Because it's a bastard. So, that hits a griffin. That doesn't hit a Davyak. 2 attacks when it speaks on his talons. Hit thing with its beak. So that's 2d6 plus damage. 3, 1. Let's call that 8. So you've
Griffin's
taken...
quite robust.
Griffins have 59 HP,
Fairly then.
but 12 AC,
No.
which is sad. They're only challenge rating 2. So yeah, that one's go. And this one here is going to go... is it going to go up or is it going to go... It's going to go like... Oh, this is really awkward for it because it can't really... So it's seeing you two over there, and it's seeing these bat things, and there's just a cloak. So it's going to go like... If it goes here, technically it's still within range of everything except Orson, so that won't work. It's just going to, it's just going to screech from here, and it's 20 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20. So actually it's just Orson and the two... Orson and the 2 bats that need to make a saving throw against this screech. It is a Constitution saving throw. Or they are stunned. Do they take any damage from it? I'm pretty sure Orson can't be deafened. Orson is sadly stunned. As this,
He's immune to exhaustion, being paralyzed, petrified, or poisoned. So
he doesn't have ears, so I'm going to say he's immune to being deafened. However, he is still stunned.
okay.
As this just like rattles all around him, and yeah, so as this like rattles and he just sort of stumbles and for a brief second. He's stunned until this thing's next turn.
The wasps passed.
I doubt
The
it.
wasps... What's the constitution of a flying wasp or giant wasp?
+0.
Then no, none of them passed, which I think means they all fall to the ground. Because I think when you're stunned, your speed is 0. And therefore... you are so stunned. Creatures automatically fail saving throws, attack rolls against the creature. Incapacitated. You can't move. You can speak only falteringly. Yeah, so all of your wasps fall 15 feet to the ground. They all take 2 damage.
Starting to remember how annoying these things are.
And that's about it. Davyak's go. Davyak is just gonna fucking hack at it again. That one misses. That one hits. And what is Griffin? Could roll all them at the same time. Griffin hits. Griffin hits. Go Griffin, let's go. He's not here. That's sad. That's 5 plus 6. 11 after 5. So 7. plus this thing, so 4, 2, 8, plus 10, plus another 5, that's 42, plus that, plus 4, halved is 3, 45. It's about 20 damage from all of them guys. From Daviak and this griffin as he sort of reaches over the edge with one hand and just manages to chop and hack at one of its wings. The griffin using this time as well just to bring its front claws in and just slash it across the face. Where it slashed, it sort of like pecks with its beak down into the wound, causing it a great deal of pain. But that'll be Daviak's go. He doesn't feel like he needs to do much more than that. Giri, you're up.
Can I get on top of Orson? Can I like Misty step on top of him and reach this thing?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, that's happening. Let me just put a stun symbol on Aramis. I know he's not Aramis. Orson. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so that's my bonus action to get up on Aramis. Orison.
Stop.
Orson! Jesus Christ. And then I'm going to hit this thing with some magic attacks.
You'll get excited.
Let me just knock off one of my gauntlet things. Right, 1. 20?
Oh, it's a new round. It's going to use its reaction. Plus 5 to AC. Misses.
Natural 20!
Natural 20.
Oh, I can do my thing, can't I?
You can do the thing.
But
so,
I haven't given myself advantage.
Giving yourself advantage. So, with this, roll to hit again. If it hits again, you get to add 4d12 to the damage.
No, I'm just going to hit.
I mean, just that happens automatically with this thing. So you can roll. Yeah.
I do my damage anyway.
Yeah. So roll to hit again to see if it's like it's what's called a perfect strike.
Yeah, I think
that
it
hits
is
again. So you've done what? Two-handed. So is that 16 plus 7 or the 14 plus 7?
16 plus 7.
16 plus 7, which is maths 23. And now roll 4d12.
Oh, what is this sword? Oh my god. 49?
Plus 26. 49 damage. Jesus Christ.
And one more hit.
And one more hit.
30?
Yeah, 30 hits, surprisingly enough.
15.
Solidly 15 damage. Oh, Giri, how do you kill the fucking first echo?
So I'm just on this like. What do you want? I just did a madness. Is that why you're here? Sign that. Why? Who's it for? What? Hang on a second.
Because before we can kill any
I
devils.
just did a madness. Are you proud of me? Oh. Okay.
I know it.
No. So I get up on the back of Orson. He's sort of like almost, if he could be drooling, just sort of staring up. My sort of foot's on his face, and I just plant. I missed my first one, but it's close, and then I just plant this unbelievably accurate second one straight into its throat, and it's so stunned by that I just finish it off with the final hit.
Yeah, and as it's sort of like trying to let out, like you planted this thing into its throat, so then as it's trying to sort of screech and almost like instinctively use its screech on you, its throat just enlarges, but that just almost like makes the blow you did worse and worse and worse, and it just falls immediately to the ground dead. That is one definitively gone. Next up is Nevado. Oh, unless you had any bonus actions or anything you'd like. Oh no, you use your bonus action. Any movement or anything you'd like to do.
No, that was most of my movement. So
cool, Nevado.
How do I get my wasps up?
They will not be stunned at the end of these things next turn.
Oh no. Okay. Well, in that case, can I use the cantrip Reduce Flame and just yeet some fireball at the
Yeet
red
some
one?
fire at the red one. Alright. Roll the hit. 14 misses, I'm afraid, as this thing just straight through the air past your hurling flame. Anything else?
No.
Fantastic. Mittens.
I will, having this one being defeated, I'm going to turn towards the second one and cast Hideous Laughter on it.
Oh, no.
Can it make a wisdom save?
Of course.
DC 15.
It got a -2.
Wow.
So it falls prone and is incapacitated.
So it's definitely no longer flying.
Is the intelligence of these creatures more than 4?
Oh, let me check. Yes.
Excellent. They are.
Surprisingly.
It is effective. If it's less than 4, it's not effective.
I see. Well, this thing just slaps to the ground, takes a bit of bludgeoning damage on the way down. 3 bludgeoning damage. That was pretty good.
It repeats the saving throw in its turn or every time it takes damage.
Excellent. It's now just cackling away with laughter. Almost like a weird sort of like big hyena thing, as it's just on the right. Like you've never heard these things laugh, and the thing is they have this like horrifying screech as well. So every laugh is just like almost like an echo out towards the mountains. Fantastic. Anything else as a bonus action or
As a
movement?
bonus action, I'm going to command my cloak to push it off the edge. Unfortunately, it's not going to be able to do that because it can only go 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it can only get to there, but that's what I told the cloak.
There we are. Right. Next up, we have Balzanor. This thing has fallen. It is prone. It's incapacitated. You have advantage. No, you don't. If it's ranged. What are you doing? What's that happening? I'll never do that again.
Islam self-muted. How high in the air am I?
You are now 15 feet in the air.
15 feet.
If you want, you
Okay.
can get off. You have to make a deck save to stave away some damage, but easy enough.
I mean, I'm not going to get off. I'm going to jump off.
Fantastic. Can you roll me a quick deck
Like a
save?
reasonable idea.
They've got to be a little bit cooler than that, JJ.
One moment, please.
So
I
deck
think-
save.
Ben's getting naked.
That's all right.
That's very. What do you mean that's all right? That's very good.
Because what I plan to do.
I think you might be on mute, JJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, screw it. That's more damage if I do what. Yeah.
I return. Yes. What are you going to do?
I'm just going to jump off with my great club and thwack it.
And thwack it. Fucking excellent. Deck save 17.
Here's my-
Fantastic.
Oh!
Yes.
Damn.
There's a
And I
duality.
believe you
There's the
said
future,
something
there's
about
the present,
bonus
where
rolls?
Balzanor makes it, and then there's the alternative timeline where he failed the deck save and fell off the cliff.
Fantastic. So yeah, you fucking leap off this thing, unleashing this
I'm
bestial,
just ready
monstrous
for this damage to be
roar,
like 1.
and then yeah, roll the damage.
I'm
Good
betting this
sir.
will be shocking. I'm just betting this will be shocking.
No,
Right.
no, that's really good. That's 8 off a D10. That's an 8 and a 10, and that's all magical as well. So that's 24
You-
damage.
You're 2 off max damage there.
Yeah.
Why?
You asked
that's-
nicely, and you got.
Get fucked, mate. Get fucked.
Yeah, you land on this thing, and you can just hear this, like this just click
Oh, I'm behind.
as you land
I'll
on
get
it.
in.
You just like knock its jaw out of place, like landing straight on its head. I mean, if you want, you can now just be on top of it.
Yeah, why not? Actually, yeah, I'll be on top of it. I'll be on top.
Yeah? Alrighty.
Why not? That's where I would have landed.
He gets to make it save again.
He gets to make a save again.
Yeah, whenever it takes damage. Or at the end of its turn.
Your spell save DC.
15.
10.
And what's the highest it can roll? A 17 or an 18?
The highest it can roll is a 17.
I think you're all right, JJ.
So yeah, it's still sort of like, even though you've whacked it and you've like cracked its jaw and a bunch of its teeth have fallen out, it's still on the flat. Like,
Laughing with a broken jaw.
yeah, this is horrible. What we're doing to this creature, but it's all fun and games. Orson is stunned. He can't do anything. This thing starts its turn until the end of its next turn. So it will be after this thing's turn. Now it gets to not be stunned. So it's incapacitated, so it can't take actions or reactions.
Yeah.
Its speed is 0, so it can't move. So it just gets to make a wisdom save at the end of its turn. All right. 7.
Yeah, it's at the end of its turn, so yeah. So even
It's
if
still there.
It's fucked for another round.
It's still there, just cackling away.
Can I just jump back a second, Ben? And if you say no, then that's absolutely fine. Would you say me falling is a dash towards him?
No.
I know it's not. No, okay, fine.
Well,
Wouldn't
say
say
no.
I'm going rushing.
I
That was going to
will.
be my plan, and I thought the damage isn't as good as
For
the
the,
club.
I'll
so-
tell you what. For the sake of things being cool, I will allow you to roll to hit preemptively with your horns. You have advantage because I'm nice. I don't want these things dead. Oh no, you miss anyway. No. Oh yeah. Sadly, you miss. So as you fall, you get a little bit too much, headway, like a bit too much momentum, and you just sort of like fall, like, doof, and it's less your horns falling on it, and you just adding extra weight to your fall, and you can't quite get your horns at that right angle.
Balzanor nutting his club from the other side for extra.
Absolutely.
Think of the hammer and chisel. You get the extra force on the club.
So in that
That's
case,
all great
Davyak.
sorcerers do.
Davyak is going to take a playbook, take a play out of the Balzanor playbook.
Yeah, he is.
And is going to decide, well, when in Ambyr, decides to ignore that part, leaps off, and is going to try and hit it as well, with advantage.
There we go.
Thank God for advantage. Oh my God, he only just hit it, even with advantage, but he still hits. That is 3 plus, that's 4. That's 5. He gets to make another attack. Again, thank God for advantage. He hits with that one. So that is 18, half to 9. 81. And with that second attack, he is going to do some smiting.
Always smite.
And with that, he leaps off the edge, slashes down, like slams down into this thing's body, just next to Balzanor. And then as his blade is sort of like this huge greatsword blade is within it, he just grabs the crossguard, and you can see this blade just sort of like begins to burn with this sort of white, radiant energy and just twists. And there's this just... and it stops laughing and goes silent. As this thing sadly dies.
Perfect. Killing machines, my ass. How did we struggle so much against these guys last time?
There was less of us and more of them.
We were also, some of us were stunned for basically the whole fight.
Yeah, it was basically a 3v4. Yeah. Fight is over. The griffin swoops down, nuzzles into Davyak a little bit. Orson finally wakes up and Giri, you're on my head.
Oh, sorry, Orson. Let me get
Oh
down.
no, I'm not saying you have to get off. I'm just making sure you knew is all.
I'm very aware. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go. And you can all proceed. Now, you can all get over this little rope bridge absolutely fine. You step over, it is rickety. Balzanor, as you're going over it, like one of the slats, like just beneath your foot, but you manage to catch yourself and continue going. It's not that big a deal, and it makes you think, shit, a big stone golem weighing several tons might have difficulty with this. What would you like to do?
Orson, do you think you can jump that?
Remind me the rules on how far you can jump, JJ. It's equal to your
10
strength score.
10 meters.
Something like your strength. Yeah, it is something like your strength score in feet. Plus something like your strength modifier if you have a run up or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's I think it might be like plus 10 feet if you have a run up.
The major question here is, does Orson know how to jump?
He doesn't know how to jump.
Just wanted to make sure.
He's not a cow or an elephant.
When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet or foot immediately before the jump. So he can move. His strength's 20, isn't it?
His strength is 27.
So 24 his strength is.
24.
So he can cover 24 feet. 5, 10, 15,
Well,
20. It would be tight.
That's a 10 meter jump.
Oh yeah,
That's
over
a
there.
10 meter jump.
You can do that over there, yeah.
So easy.
Okay. Yeah. He begins to walk over that way. He's like, right, lands. Sort of stumbles a little bit as he lands. And then this whole like bit just here, like this like 10 by 10 foot bit over here, just crumbles underneath his feet as he steps away. He's like, oh, I didn't do that. That was already
It's alright. Don't worry about it.
So, sorry, Mountain.
These rocks here, they aren't like you. They're not sentient. It's alright. They don't have that many feelings.
Oh, I see. Oh, thank you, Cowman. At which point you can continue.
I forget all the nicknames for everyone. Catmandu,
Catmandu,
Mr. Stone.
Mr. Stone, and Giri. As you approach
Giri doesn't have
this
a nickname.
area, you can see these two piles of stones here. They are what is left of the golems that once guarded the door.
Oh no! Don't look, Orson. Don't look.
They are just like piles of stones. Why are they hiding? We're friends. Goes up to them and says, hello, friends. You don't have to hide anymore. Hello.
It's best if we move on.
I agree. He nervously begins to sort of step inside, but he
sorry,
begins to regret that.
To go back to earlier, so
Yeah.
Raziel's not visible anymore.
At the beginning of the fight, he flew back up.
Okay, cool. So he's at the top of this palace or whatever.
He is, yes. You can, I don't know, maybe guess he's gone back to that room.
The place we saw in the scrying.
Yes.
Or Nevado saw.
Yeah. So, as you step through this door, you begin to slightly regret stepping through the door. At least Orson definitely regrets stepping through the door. As you take your initial steps through, and there is the large sort of stone elevator still down here. The golems that once lifted it up have also crumbled, decomposed. There is just these huge chains, like large circular rings, that lead all the way up that these things used to sort of pull at. Almost sort of like, each chain is at least like 3 to 4 feet. Each like ring is like 3 to 4 feet large. Like very, very thick, heavy iron as well to be able to pull this massive structure up. And at the very bottom of it is a large spray of blood. And lying in the middle of all of this blood is also a very large body, adorned in rather fancy robes, a few tattoos here and there over his body of giant symbols and things like that. The body is unmoving and headless. The head just a few feet away. The large splat almost indicates to you that this body fell, but the distance away the head is probably indicates that his head was cut off way before he fell. It is the body of Cirros, who has sadly been killed by Raziel. The body has been scarred, burned. It almost looks like large, sort of like chains or something was wrapped around his body with burn marks around. It is a horrid sight. A particularly horrid sight. And thus, potentially, ends the last of the cloud giants in Ambyr. What would you like to do? You know you need to make it up this elevator to get there. There is a door just off to the side where you think if you were to break through, that might lead you into the city area where you can probably make your way up. Or you could try and do something with this elevator. It is entirely up to you.
So the elevator is pulled by 4 chains, right?
The elevator is pulled by 4 chains indeed.
When we were pulled up, was there any, sort of mechanism that felt like there was any, if we started to go up on the elevator and then something failed, that would stop the elevator just dropping?
Yeah, it was these four golems that were just holding and pulling on the chains.
Okay, so the
if anything went wrong, they would stop.
Security method.
Mm-hmm.
So the elevator's out of action.
But yes, these golems, like all the others, have been toppled and have fallen.
I mean, it's probably very dangerous.
Essentially up and moving down, so we could kind of like a minecart.
Yeah, and these golems are in the middle, so they will, so they go up sort of either side of them, and they either turn this way and pull up, or they turn this way and pull, and it goes down instead. Okay. What would you like to do?
We want to try and enter in an unexpected way, don't we?
Yes, there was also. You also remember there was a balcony just outside of the room that he was in, that had a large sort of glass doorway and lots of windows. If you wanted to attempt flying.
What do you guys think? I think it's just us and... I mean, touch wood, it's just us and him left. But...
I reckon
if we... You think?
I reckon... based on what Cirros said, the city is abandoned and completely empty, but might be difficult to navigate. If Orson doesn't have any memories, then he probably won't know how to navigate. Alternatively, we can try and climb up the outside. Again, we've got to think about how to get close from there.
And you with one hand.
Climb.
Orson can climb, yeah. These are pretty large rings. You think he could probably climb up them? Sure, he can hold his own weight.
Would it be worth Daviak maybe with the griffin flying up and having a sort of maybe a scout, or just to see what's...
At the moment, I mean, I say sneak up on him, he does know we're here, so maybe.
Yeah, okay, fair. But just know what we're up against might help, but I don't know.
We'll say yeah,
as
yeah,
we ascended,
can do.
The city kind of emerged out of the brickwork around us, didn't it?
Yeah, so as you were going up, it's sort of the immediate bit of going up, it was like an elevator. It fit perfectly to the sides of the elevator. And then as you got to a point, and it just expanded all the way out, filling out the mountain, basically. It was huge. So going up and through the city, from your memory, you think would probably be, even if you took the most direct route, could take a couple of hours. It'd be easier than climbing the mountain from the outside, definitely, but you're still climbing essentially up a mountain city.
We need to be speedy here, don't we? Time's not on our side. So
Chains are pretty big. You could try and climb those if you felt so apt.
Climb the chains up the elevator shaft.
What about if Daviak ferried people in the Griffin? So Orson can climb. He won't get tired. He can just climb up the chain. And then if Daviak sort of goes up like 100 feet, someone there.
Hang on to Orson on the way up.
I think it's Mittens probably. I don't actually. Mittens, you're probably safer on the Griffin. I don't mind hanging on Orson.
And then Daviak can sort of like ferry people one at a time up every sort of like 100 feet or so. I can potentially, depending on being able to ride my cape. It can
Right, Doctor Strange.
Your magic carpet, you mean?
It can fly at half speed then, yeah. As +4 strength, I see no reason why you couldn't. Why you couldn't essentially like stick the cape on and then just fly up, yeah.
Ooh, Doctor Strange style.
Yeah, exactly. Personally, I don't want to waste any of my spells to get up
I think we
here.
can do it without spells.
I'll
take a lift.
Because Orson can climb and he won't get tired.
I say go for it.
People, if I sort of go along the side I'll go along the side and move quite slowly, and then if me and someone else.
How many can ride on the Griffin? Is it just 2?
Yeah. Well, so a third person can be carried on its talons, but it would then be moving at like pretty. I'd say like then it would be moving at a pretty slow speed.
So if I fly slowly with my cloak up, Daviak and someone else go up.
Well, I think we can go in one go, can't we?
The Griffin's reasonably intelligent, right? So set the Griffin down, the next 2 people get on, it flies up, and we kind of do taxi service all the way up.
Yeah.
That would get us there without any spells.
I think we don't need a taxi service, right? Because if Orson's taking Giri, that's 2. And if one of us goes in the talons of the Griffin, one on the back with Daviak, isn't that everyone?
Yeah, that is everyone if we do it like that.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Alright, Daviak gives
it'll be quicker because less journeys.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Daviak gives the nod. He lets his Griffin know what they're doing. It's more in like he almost just like looks at it and it looks at him, and it's almost like this just shared like wave of thought. At which point the Griffin just sort of like closes its eyes and nods, ruffles it. Alright, who's getting on with me?
Who's getting carried out with you two?
Who's technically the lightest to be carried?
Nevado.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be me, so I'll go on the back.
That's
of
me.
Nevado's like 5 stone soaking wet, I reckon.
Alright,
but he looks
hold on.
like hench because he's a mountain druid, so he's always wearing like loads of like really like heavy furs.
Big, yeah.
Yeah, he's got all these like this cape of leaves and furs and everything like that. And
what is it people describe cyclists as? Is it sinewy? Like he's he's just a bunch of bones. There's no fat on him. It's a bit weird. You're getting carried.
Yeah. So Balzanor and Daviak get on the back of the Griffin. The Griffin takes this huge up, and then with this next flap of the wings, it goes around, grabs you, Balzanor, just by your cape, and then just, and it has to do these huge sort of like bats of its wings just to be able to make it. And I'm gonna just roll. Okay, it's actually done really well there. That's okay, that's a 23 on an athletics check for the Griffin. So yeah, it fucking bat swings and it goes up at a slow but steady pace. It's probably moving the same speed as Orson can climb, because Orson can climb he'll climb at half speed. So
what's Orson's speed?
30 feet.
Okay, so he's climbing at the same speed that I'm flying.
Yeah. So you're all... Maybe the griffin's going up a little bit faster, but for the most part, you're all going up sort of around the same. Yeah, and I mean, it's a pretty good plan. It takes a little while, because obviously this is going all the way up through a city. Giri, you just sort of, you're holding on, but you get Orson's like very, almost like mechanical in the way that he's climbing. He's like barely even using his legs. It's just in this perfect thing to just allow him to go up so smoothly.
Sorry, that motion of you like holding your arms out made me think he was like pulling down on one chain and then down on the other, going anywhere.
And then Mittens, you were just sort of like floating up with the cape, sort of like wrapping itself around you, and you're just sort of like slowly floating up on this fairly like silvery, sort of like elven woven cape, flying on up like Doctor Strange, the man himself. As you make it to the very top, there is this circle wherein you are there. But before that, you look around the city and you saw before, this place was like filled with golems. There was golems like everywhere, but now they are nothing but stones, just crumpled on the ground. And even when you make it to the top, there are just like many different sort of piles of stones all around. The power and magic within them lost. You can even see some of the roots and things that bound them together just laying there, almost like withering and dying. You make it to the top. Orson pulls himself up. The griffin, panting now and clearly struggling towards the end, finally just like has to put its like front feet on the very front feet on the very end and just pull itself up, almost like dragging you up, Nevado. But it manages to get up. And you're all at the very top where you once were. There is the room behind you, the large sort of archives room, which is almost pretty much how it was left. And in front of you, there was a huge doorway, but it has now been collapsed over. You remember this guy, you remember he had Fireball, and it kind of looks like he's fireballed the entrance to this place from the elevator to bring a load of rubble and everything down, collapsing the doorway. You can probably make it through, maybe with some destructive spells or moving the stones themselves. How would you like to make it through this space?
Should we get Orson to punch a hole? Not overly quiet, but then I think perhaps that's out of the picture.
I think that's good as an idea as any.
Awesome. Carve us a hole, baby.
Roll to hit with Orson.
18.
18. Yeah, Orson just sort of walks up with this thing. Alright, and as he just sort of pushes this one stone, it breaks in half. It topples, and then a lot of stuff like that's just like the first domino, and then the rest of it just sort of begins to come down and down and down, creating this loud sort of puff of dust and smoke. And now, as it's all sort of like collapsing and going down, there is now a hole to get through that you could all probably squeeze through. Orson might have to make a slightly larger hole, try and hit it again to try and break a slightly larger way through.
Orson hole. Ben.
Bam, 28, yeah. Again, just before any of you even go through, and he punches out this other bit. Again, domino effect, but all rippling down. Then there is a larger way through, and he's able to squeeze himself through. Oh, gotta lay off the stones. Walking on in. Now, the workshop is once again covered in blood. Cirros was clearly tortured or beaten and bruised and just mutilated, really, in this room, clearly. But it's the room just next to you that you need to worry about. Within, it is dark, but there is these flashing lights every now and again, and you can just hear this Risuthan Irkanashtil Entorum Dufenastir. And this constant thing of like infernal words that Balzanor you relate to. They're not really like infernal's a weird language because it's a bit like ours where they do have like letters and words, but they also have words which meanings and just general like omens. A lot of it is sort of like omens and wills and things like that, and a lot of these are both like omens and just sort of sayings of power and sayings of almost like to be monstrous, to be hungry, to be greedy, almost like hungering for power, but as well as hungering for actual food in a more carnivorous sense. And when you push through, you see this rather large room. The room, as it appears in here, is lit only by a few candles throughout the area. Otherwise, it looks like what was once a sort of ballroom or hosting room that clearly has some other purpose. It's almost like they would use this room to almost host people through the large doorway. When you were here, this large doorway didn't exist. There was a small door just behind all of this, but clearly that has now been opened, and there is this miasma of colours and shapes and images of trees and things. But now they're slowing down from when you saw it in the scrying spell, Nevado. It's getting closer, you maybe think. Around the room, as seen in here, I actually meant to take some of these off because of your speed. Around the room you can see several glyphs inscribed upon the floor. And these glyphs are almost just there, waiting. They are almost like cascading with this energy. And Raziel stands in the middle of the room. Well, he doesn't stand, he rather floats in the middle of the room. Only a couple of feet off the air, like 2 or 3 feet off the air. Like, walking is just too good for this guy. And beside him are his swords pointed face down, millimeters off the ground. Again, as if like just placing them down, or placing them in a holster is too mortal. As he stands continuing these phrases, and continuing this chant almost, he stops. You're already on it. Go to the bottom.
Oh, sorry.
He stops briefly and looks around. Yes, just as I expected. Turns again.
Lion.
I definitely need that one, Ben.
Huh? Oh yeah, fear cape. Yes. Yeah, stick that like that. Stick to purple thing on it. Yeah, as you into this room he turns. Predictable. Then he turns to face you. Gentlemen, I understand you are angry with me. Maybe you feel betrayed. But I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement. We can all win from what I'm doing here. Even you, Davyak. All of us can win. I mean, do you not want a unified world? Have you seen Ambyr? Dragonborn are, let's put it honestly, culled in the streets. People fight. Is it 1 god, 10 gods, 20? What god is better? What god is worse? You fight orcs up here, and realistically, for what? For power, for land? There is plenty of it. All Tiamat wants is to be unified. She sees what the gods have done to this world right now, and she is ashamed. Truly ashamed.
whisper into Orson's ear. On the count of 3, do the beam.
And I truly believe she is right. I mean, you have Pelor, mighty god of the sun.
2,
And realistically, what has he done with this?
3, beam!
Like there's any chance of talking.
He gets to make a DC 13 dexterity save. Oh, he passes that one, so that's half damage, but that's 23 force damage still.
Just going to put it out there. As Giri was counting us down, do we all get an attack?
He wasn't talking to you guys, he was talking to Orson. So I'm going to say no for the purposes of this.
Cool.
But as, Orson just sort of, takes a step on. This blast of energy beams through, and he just manages to sort of, flutter just one, step to the right. But as he does, this beams through the feathers of his wings, causing a lot of them to sort of flutter and sort of splurry away. Just fine. Let's do this. Raises his hands. The swords
Oh my god.
face you immediately. And yes, let us roll initiative.
I need to roll initiative. I haven't done it
Does it
yet.
matter a damn thing to Balzanor that the fate of the world is at stake?
I'm going to go again because it just didn't happen. Yeah.
No. We're going to put a no on that one. But
Would it also be a good time to take a break before we start?
it might be quite a good time to take a
Hit the
break.
shit.
Yes. So what's his thingy? I've got so many tabs
Finger.
open. I have so many tabs. His initiative
You should stop smoking,
is-
Ben.
is Daviak. Are we back, by the way?
Yes.
Daviak is fast, and his griffin isn't here. That's a problemo. So I'm going to grab his griffin. I'm going to put... No, that's the wrong griffin. I am him. So I'm going to
he is
say...
I.
I'm going to say it's fine. So he is going to get on his griffin, using 5 feet of his movement. And then him and his griffin are going to go for a ride. They're going to move up 10 feet. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet over here. And he's going to ping some shots off with his bow and arrow for the brief second. 15 plus shit hits, and 12 plus shit. I actually don't know. You know what? No. From now on, I'm going to take that first hit. But from now on, I'm going to roll Daviak on this because that's just so much easier. So second hit, 17 misses. So he did technically get that first hit. So that's 5 damage. Wait, is that 0 plus 5? Why 0 plus 5? Thing. Oh, I didn't actually add in the the modifier. That's rather awkward. There we go. 8 damage.
The so many shots. Sorry, I had to close my door. Oh yeah. Did the first one hit?
First one hit. Second one didn't. I rolled the first one with physical dice, and then rolled the second one, which is the 17, and then I needed another modifier because I accidentally didn't add the dice modifier to the thing. He got 8 damage to him as he just goes up. Bing, bing. And then as a bonus action...
Is his bow magical?
His bow is not magical.
Does it seem like that doesn't affect Zariel as much as it should?
It definitely does seem like that.
Raziel, sorry, I called it
Raziel.
the wrong thing. All in my notes, that's embarrassing.
It does, definitely. You definitely don't want to fight Zariel. Cool. Before he goes, however, I think it's a bonus action to do. If it's a bonus action to do, I'm gonna. No, it's an action. Okay. In which case, I'm going to retcon his turn because I thought it was a bonus action, but it wasn't. And I'm the DM, so I can do that. And instead, he's going to touch Giri's sword, even though it's magical, and say, "Okay, if you're using my sword, you got to use it properly." And you just see this sudden jolt of lightning just burst through the sword, as you now get to add 1d4 lightning damage to your blade.
Oh.
And then he gets on his griffin, flies over there, and then doesn't really do shit, just looks down at it. And just shouts over, "What the fuck are those sigils, and what do we do?" And that's going to be his turn. Next up, we have Mittens.
Oh no.
Oh, actually, initiative round 20 goes off. In which case, can I get everyone to roll a d20 for me?
Well,
Just
Jay.
one,
Well, that's
just one d20.
JJ, this worked out well for you. Oh, Christ!
Oh my god, we are so.
Taviak rolled a
But
1
I
as
said
well.
the B-Tech squad, yeah?
Probably break on this
no,
fight.
it's
Start
okay.
again.
Can't
No,
roll
it's
higher than a
okay.
10 because we can't count that high.
It's okay, this is just the thing. So as you guys are watching, as you enter this room, these sigils start spinning, and they are almost like sitting idle. The magic around them is just swirling in and of themselves, and every now and again it just arcs around in certain areas. And Nevado and Giri, some of these arcs strike yourselves. can the both of you roll me 1d100, please?
Oh,
Oh, I don't
Lord.
like that at all.
Oh, I roll well on that one. Don't get 2 on that, do I?
You both take that amount of damage. No, you don't. I'm joking, obviously. What actually happens is, so what's that? 42. What happens on a 42? Let's have a look.
That's the dimension we go to.
Nevado, you turn into a potted plant until the start of your next turn. While a plant, you are incapacitated, have vulnerability to all damage. If you drop to 0 hit points, your pot breaks and your form reverts. Congratulations.
Pop boy.
How
And
much HP has a pot plant got?
1. And
Someone just
Giri.
pushed me over.
Accidentally step on you when
shit.
trying to get past.
Oh shit, this could kind of be broken. Giri, each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute. The invisibility ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell.
Oh, that's
So suddenly,
welcome. I'm a conduit for good.
as this arcs around to you, it just sort of sparks out of you, and then all of you suddenly just go invisible. Even awesome.
Invisible plant pot.
Nevado is indeed an invisible plant pot.
So we can't see this.
You can't. I mean, okay, I'm going to say for hilarity reasons and hilarity reasons only, he turns into a plant pot. Like, you're like, huh? What? Where'd everyone go? And you all immediately think like, oh shit, I'm here on my own. Until then you realise, oh wait, I'm invisible. Well, this is fantastic. As it seems...
It's not me, is it?
Hmm?
Not me, is it? It's everyone around me.
Yes, each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible. So yeah, I guess actually not you. So you're still there. But Balzanor, Mittens Cape, Orson, and Nevado, you are all...
Cape's not a creature.
The cape isn't a creature, then the cape becomes invisible. Mittens! Now, with you being invisible, it is your turn.
I mean,
Not
that
change
was
anything?
a whole lot of stuff. Like this here, is this any sort of cover or anything like that?
Yes. So, just to clarify. So here, all these walls and these walls to the side of this like checkered floor all act as half cover. It's just like a couple of feet, just like a banister. And then this lowers down 5 feet. So this whole thing lowers down like 5 feet down into what was maybe once like a sort of like entry way for whoever would come through this large portal or whatever. Or maybe once upon a time was like a dancing ball or something like that. Who knows? Yes. So, what are you going to do?
Okay, so I'm looking around this room for 10-ish small objects.
10-ish small objects. Yeah, you could definitely make out... I mean, if you remember, so this room used to be... So, Cirros thinged this into a bit of a sort of secondary workshop. So, amongst the candles and random ornaments that are still here from when it was this ballroom or whatever it was, there are also things like, you know, large like nails and screws and small like stones and things, and small like little like gemstones and things that were used for like these things' eyes that could potentially be transformed into a thing. So yes, you could definitely get 10 items.
Excellent. I would like to do that then, please. And try and pick ones that sort of like around, so that like sort of like in a line, like along this
Along like the gangways and
yeah.
stuff.
So just try and
So like either side.
yeah, like a few other side.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you get 10 things. I can't remember how we did this last time. But
10 mittens is down on the board.
of course I did. Right, then let's do that. So 1, 2. Oh wait, no. Rather than doing that, let's just do this, and then make it small, and then go.
You can give me control before you duplicate it. Will that save you some time?
Yes. Twas doing this now.
I can do that.
Might be easier. Would you mind if I did instead just put 5 of these things down either side and we just treat it like so? There's put 5 of these things either side. Each one counts as 2 of them. Would that be easier just for the purposes? Yeah, and you created 10 things, didn't you?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so we'll do 5 large things just either side. So.
I'm really not following this then.
You create. Oh no, yeah. So you created 10 things. Half 10 is 5. So I guess do 2 on one side and 3 on the other. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Bam. 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 Was that a spell? Or was that? That was a spell. You are now not invisible anymore.
Yeah.
As you pop invisible and then suddenly become very visible. Alrighty. Anything else?
As bonus action, command cloak, 5, 10,
Alrighty.
and I'm going to use my movement to step behind. Awesome.
Fantastic. As a legendary action, this guy is going to sort of open his palm, and you can see this almost like javelin of what starts out to be sort of like bright light, but ends up sort of clouding and becoming very, very dark, form in his hands, and he's going to hurl the motherfucker at, I think, Davyak, because he's up there and you guys are all far away. So he's gonna hurl this over at Davyak. Oh, that's gonna hit for a natural 19. It's 2, 4, 5.
What's the total roll? Just curious.
7. So in total, he rolled 7 damage against Davyak. And as you look and see, Davyak is hit with this damage. So actually, all of his temporary hit points gone. That's perfect. And as he's hit with all this damage, he's almost like shrouded in this strange sort of light. As it appears, this guy has cast Guiding Bolt towards Davyak, but in a more necrotic version. It's dealt necrotic damage instead of radiant. So any and all attacks against Davyak will have advantage until his next turn. That's his legendary action. Then it's his action. And for his action, he's going to... Ooh, what's he going to do? What is he going to do? It's a very interesting question. Who's visible? Giri, you're visible, and Mittens, you're also visible. So he's going to...
Is Orson invisible?
Orson is invisible.
Is he a creature or a construct?
He's still technically a creature, even if you're a construct. So actually, I guess he's gonna see if he has it first. Has the ability? Of course, he has the ability. In which case, he's gonna throw. So you see him summon these. So he opens his palm, and suddenly, just this large, like lump of burning chains is summoned in his hands, and he just throws these chains over towards Davyak. Actually, he's gonna throw it at Davyak's griffin. I think that's a more apt way of doing things. So the griffin needs to make a dex or strength save. So strength. It fails. The griffin is... You see these chains wrap around the griffin, and as they wrap around, it almost like grows around some of the sort of links. Just these spikes begin to just like iron spikes protrude out, and the chains begin to burn white hot, dealing a lump of damage to the griffin. So that's damage overall. And the griffin falls to the ground, as it can no longer fly, meaning Davyak also falls to the ground. It It can no longer fly. Makes that a disadvantage. It fails. I'm going to say it takes 2d6 damage. 7 damage. That is 13. And then Daviak needs to make a save. Daviak, no, I'll say past that. 16. So takes 2 bludgeoning damage as he hits the ground. Sweet. So that's what it did. It can then... yes, here's what it's going to do. So as you sort of watch, then it's thrown these chains, and he raises his arm, and it almost looks like this liquid, this strange venomous liquid, twirls around its hand, and this liquid is almost like metallic. It's strange until it wraps in his hands and he grasps it, and it forms into this long great sword. And you suddenly realise what happened to the Bloodblade. He now has it.
Oh.
And he's going to not yet use it, but just with it in his arms, he's going to... And both of these things are going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Swords are going to go there. And that's going to be its turn. Nevado, you're a potted plant. Fantastic.
Best role playing we've seen this character.
Best role player. Giri,
Hey.
you're not invisible.
Okay. I'm going to become invisible.
You're going to become invisible.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So,
Bonus action, become invisible until the start of your next turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 60. I think I can get there.
Cool.
With a dash. Fine.
With a dash. Awesome. Anything else?
No, that's action and bonus action.
Orson is going to look at himself and go, "Ooh, this is interesting. Wait up, Giri. Must protect Giri." 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He has 30 feet of movement, right? Or 40?
Yeah.
He has 30. Alright. He'll just go there. Oh, and... yeah, he'll probably dash. 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, you went invisible. He didn't know what the fuck you did. So instead, actually, what does Orson do?
I mean, I'd be tempted to say he fires his beam again.
Yeah. If you want him to fire his beam again, he'll fire his beam again.
I mean, I don't think he had a lot of love for Cirro, but it's never nice seeing someone he knew absolutely destroyed.
I mean, if you think about it, technically Cirro was his dad.
Yeah.
So, magic beam, 45 force. 16, that is a pass. Unfortunately. And so this guy takes half damage again. That's
22.
22 damage. Making that 42 overall. As again, another beam, and he just
As he fires
flashes
it,
out the way.
it's just suddenly going to see that he's... Oh, I'm no longer invisible. Oh shit.
Oh. That was fun while it lasted, eh? Balzanor.
Oh,
I see.
Sorry, I think he'd move up as well. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, maybe come up to about here.
Okay, cool. Balzanor. You're invisible.
I see a big... Oh, yeah, well, it doesn't make much difference. I see a bad man with none of my enemies around him, so...
Fan-fucking-tastic. Another dex save for this guy. Ooh. He's going to take the fail on this one, actually. There are worse things than a bit of fire damage. Your fire damage permeates through his resistance, and so he takes the full 27.
Interesting.
Shot Matt. To hit the glyph at all.
Where exactly did you place your fireball?
if I place it in the middle of a point, would that then get all? You're talking about these though, Sam, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I don't know if it'll do anything. I'm just curious if it's.
I think if I place it there, I can get 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
I'm not going to bother drawing the circle because 20-foot radius. It's just going to hit and then that's it.
Yeah, I reckon that'll get all of them. So, good job. Yes, as you unleash this fireball, it blows up the ground. Cracks begin to appear in the marble floor, and yes, these things do sort of like fizzle a little bit, and you do almost see they change coloration into a slightly almost like reddish color. And as you do this, you can see the almost like miasma of sort of like imagery as it's trying to find this Tarrasque, just sort of like fuzzes a little bit, like when your TV can't get radio signal, almost like fuzzes for a brief second before continuing on. It's a good job. Alrighty. Next up.
I'm still invisible.
No, you're now not invisible. So did you want to do anything else?
Okay, then I'll just move away from the party so we're not all in the same spot. So
Cool.
we're not easily attacked. Something.
Did you count that out, or did you just move him?
I counted it out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
That was 30, I think.
Yeah,
5,
it was.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah.
At which point he is going to use another legendary action to do the same thing again, I think. So yeah, he's going to roll to hit against you. That is a 7 plus. No, that's 16. Does it hit? Balzanor?
Oh, sorry. What is he casting?
He is casting Guiding Bolt. Can he hit you with 16?
Can I cast Counterspell?
You can, if you would like. Yeah?
Thoroughly. You do what you want.
Yeah,
Counterspell,
actually, Guiding Bolt doesn't do much damage, does it?
Who knows?
Actually, yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 60 is one square out.
No, I've counted it and I've got you in.
What is this? Which half? 5, 10, 15.
You get there by slaloming, so if you just did a straight line, you definitely get there fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, you do get there. Damn it. Okay, fine.
Are you counterspelling?
To be honest, no. I think I'll keep it because there might be worse things. I think it's worse things that he has, so I'll save it.
Okie dokie. Does a 16 hit?
Yeah, that's why I was.
I see, right, okay.
I was supposed to say that before you said it hits, because I swear that's what Sam was doing, isn't it? Right.
That's for shield.
That's for shield. For...
Oh, okay. Right.
You take 15 necrotic damage as this sort of like spear of energy just sort of hits you straight in the chest. It almost pushes you back, but your hooves just sort of grind against the marble floor, holding yourself in place. And you are now shrouded with this. It's almost like an eclipse's light, you know, how it is. You know, it almost like makes you look at just like this little bit darker, but just around your sort of like frame, around your silhouette, it does appear a little bit lighter. So attacks against you will have advantage until the end of his next turn. Daviak's turn. He's going to... Oh, I don't know what he's going to do. Daviak is going to... does he spend an action trying to get the chains off? Or does he... I'm thinking yes, because the Griffin's potentially another combatant, which might be better in the long run. So he's going to try and pull the chains off of the Griffin. That's 13 plus a bunch of stuff. Wait, no, I was going to roll this on roll 20. Oh well. He is proficient in athletics, so that's 13 plus 10, which definitely gets them off. So you see, as he's sort of there, and he grabs at this chain and he just starts pulling, and it almost like breaks. These chains, as much as they are physical things, and they are hard as iron, it is still magic. And at a certain point, the magic will give out, and so therefore just they burst apart and then just shrivel and melt in on themselves, and the griffin just slowly lumbers to its feet as he will get back on it. And I'll say for the benefit of ease, it's half movement, so still 40 feet, so he's going to go 20 foot up, 5, 10, 15, 20 foot over there. Daviak's 20 feet in the air. I'll just put a little thing on it.
Is
There we go.
Is Raziel in the air?
Raziel is about 1-2 feet in the air.
Oh, he's just hovering.
Yeah, he's just hovering in the air. Mittens, 'tis your go.
Okay.
I'm imagining shit's about to go down.
Well, I need to use a bonus action to command stuff. Can I use the same bonus action to command my animated object and my card?
One of them is an ability and one of them is a spell, so I'm going to say no. Because they're two separate things. If you get me.
Yeah, I'm getting one of wishes, so yes. Okay. I don't think anybody can actually get it, but we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
Just for these are 10 smaller objects. You just doubled them up.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the bees.
Yeah.
Wasps, whatever.
Yeah.
Indeed.
My cloak can move on its own. So I essentially issued a command to attack it on the last turn. Can my cloak still move?
Yeah. Also, your cloak is still bolting towards it.
30. Okay. And then for my action, I am going to move a little bit away just to try and get everyone within 30 feet of me. I think it covers these three. And I'm going to start a counter shot. I'm getting the ability to magical notes or words of power to drop mind influencing effects. And I mentioned you can start performance last until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creature within 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Okay. Cool.
So I am singing inspiring mode.
What song are you singing?
Someone play the bagpipes.
Still one-handed?
No, it is that classic, The Eye of the Tiger. Except I changed it to The Eye of the Lion.
Can you still do that one-handed?
Oh,
What,
Matt!
sing? Yes. Yes, I can sing.
Bagpipe.
If you need a musical instrument, I'm taking my 2 hand axes and playing them like the spoons on my thigh.
Oh no.
Rather, you mean you're taking your one-hand axe? Because I don't know how you... Yeah, but how are you going to maneuver
Well,
2 hand
with
axes
one
your
hand?
hands?
Like the way
With one
you
hand.
spoons between you hold them between the fingers, so like one between the first and second finger, and then another one between the second and third finger. And you just grip them and you tap them up and down.
Okay. Oh,
As a member of Spoon Band, I'm disappointed you don't know that.
I'm sorry. That is a throwback.
If it needs a musical instrument, I'll use 2 hand axes to play the spoons.
Oh, how far you've fallen, Mittens.
Surely you must just have a tambourine or something in your backpack.
I was going to try and get to the flute.
It somehow didn't seem pressing amongst everything else.
Hurry. Maybe you'll play the maybe you'll
Uh,
play the recorder. And you've all got hot cross buns.
That is fan-fucking-tastic.
Can I
Yes.
stop being a fucking plant now?
That, you know.
I mean, I know it's very sort of in character being a
you
druid.
are,
but-
you are now not a plant.
Oh, Ben,
You
if
are
count
still
something
invisible.
else happened.
Shit, yes. Can you all roll me a d20 again? We'll say it's after Mittens' turn this time.
Much better this
We all do
time,
better
boys.
than last
Good
time.
start.
2 again.
Oh,
Again.
Oh
a 2.
no!
Oh no. Once again, this thing seems to rather like Nevado and Giri. Can you both roll a d100 for me?
Don't roll a 42, Luke.
Fine.
I mean, please do roll a 42 because I will piss myself laughing.
20.
A 14 and a 20. Alright. So, can you please, Giri, roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, I'm really slightly below, above average at these. Come on, you've not rolled well ages. Come on.
As it seems, this magic
I'm gonna re-roll that. Indomitable.
indomitable. All right.
Oh, I swear to God,
Watch him get another one.
Luke, why would you say such a thing? It's
You
gonna
get a 20.
be 20 plus, easy 20 plus.
Reverse psychology.
Oh!
As the magic arcs out from this thing, and because it's happened 2 rounds in a row, this seems to have confused you somewhat, as in the confusion spell. Can you roll me a d10, please?
How much am I rolling here?
You're rolling quite a lot. I'm sorry. It's the confusion spell.
It's alright, I can't roll above a 5. It's not in my nature.
You rolled a 4. What happens on a 4? You will not move or take actions on your turn. As you are so confused and so dazed, you are unable to do so.
I hate abilities that cancel your turn.
I know. They are rather rough. This is just the wild magic sorcerer's table, so don't blame me. Blame Wizards of the Coast this time. And Nevado,
I
you...
can blame you for putting it in.
Nice.
More fun.
And Nevado. So, as this sort of strikes you, this strange spray of this slick, greasy liquid, for whatever reason, arcs around you in a 10-foot square. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Uh-huh. Oh,
Oh,
You're-
what?
You are fine. You managed to stay. You know, as it appears, and you're almost like, you know, you turn, thinking like, oh shit. You almost slip and fall prone, but you manage to catch yourself. Nice one, brother. As this appears, what, in a 10-foot square around you, and it's 10 feet, so it's like that, or something.
That, but a square.
Yeah, that but a square, and I can't actually.
so what is
Can't
this?
grab it. It is
So
grease,
just like
as in
grease.
the grease spell. I can't physically go back that far, but there we go. Whenever you move through that area, you need to make a dex saving throw again to
Is it-
try and.
What is it?
Stayed
Difficult
against
terrain.
Nope, not difficult terrain. You just need to roll a dex save or fall,
That's a real
because
bummer. So-
because it's greasy and slippery. And actually, he hasn't used many of his legendary actions yet, so I'm going to say after your turn, Mittens, he also uses legendary action once again. And he sort of looks at you and goes, he looks around like, really, Mittens? I mean, even one-handed, I expected more. Another bolt. Throw it at you. That is a unnatural 20 to hit you.
Yeah, that'll do it.
1, 6, 7, 13. You take 13 necrotic damage. A con save for your up things. You're fine. You're cool. You're chilling. His turn. What do he do? What do he do? What do he do? What do he do? He is about to get surrounded, so he's probably going to move somewhat. He's probably going to move up about 20 feet. And then he's going to see if he gets his ability again. 4. He doesn't. And he's going to go... I guess again after Davyak. He's going to go 5, 10, 15. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to go 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to Davyak's Griffin. And he's going to give that a good old slosh. Does he have anything he could do that might make this a little bit better? No. So he's just going to... Obviously he doesn't want to use that right now. So +9 to hit a Griffin. Yeah, that hits. And then that hits Davyak as well. So that is 6, 9 plus 5. That's 14 damage plus... Oh shit. 14 plus... 14 is 25 and 2, 5, so 4, 6 is 10, 15, 17, 20 damage, sadly, to the Davyak. 12. There's a bonus action. 10, 15, 20, 25. It can't attack, it can only move. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, that's going to go there. Alright. He is now 20 feet in the air with Davyak and the Griffin. That will be his turn. Next up, Nevado. What's happening, fam?
Is he floating like above this kind of wall here? Like,
yep.
Can I see him from where I am?
Yeah. You can definitely see him.
Cool. Can I... Do-do-do-do, here comes the sunbeam.
DC 16 con save. What's his con saves like? Not... Well, we'll see. 16 con save. Legendary resistance. That's the first one gone. As he chooses to pass because he failed very, very badly. But that is the first one gone. And that's 11 damage. So that's...
He's also... Isn't it radiant damage? Does that affect him? Or not?
That does affect him. He was once an angel who was immune to the effects of radiant damage, and though he is no longer an angel, he has still retained many aspects of his angelic form. And so sadly, that is actually now halved, as he is resistant to radiant damage.
So was that half again?
That was halved and halved again.
Oh.
I'm very sorry. But you did use up a legendary resistance because he definitely doesn't want to be blind. That would ruin a lot of what's going on. Anything else, Nevado, on your turn? Any bonus actions? Any movement? For me, Luke's just still with the
same.
with the thing around his face. He's not having a good time.
It's good acting.
It is good acting.
He's so still.
Calm. Collected.
I think he gone. Oh, he's back.
You're there.
Nice.
What would you have to do? Bonus actions, movement, Luke?
I will take a tentative step forward.
Step forward, yeah. Can you roll me just another deck save?
Yeah. Okay, let me just find the character sheet. It's gone somewhere now. Dex save.
You're fine. You can move through this space however the hell you like.
Cool. I guess I'll just come to the edge of it. There.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. What do I think,
That's it,
mate?
no bonus.
Cool. In that case, we're gonna go to Giri.
Yeah.
What you gonna do there?
Well, I can't do anything, can I?
Oh, no, you
Fuming.
can't.
I've got a bonus action, technically speaking.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
also,
Actions-
is this-
Oh no, it's actions. Actions.
Oh, is it?
Plural.
Oh, you dirty plural. Okay, no, I can't do anything. Do I get to make a
Aye.
wisdom saving throw, or will this just end?
It just ends after your next things. That's fine.
Okay.
Legendary
I'm
action. This sword, Balzanor's going to
visible
decide it doesn't
now.
like you. You are visible now. Yes. Legendary action. The sword's going to decide it doesn't like you very much. So as it arcs through the air, it's just going to whip itself around and try and stab yous. Oh, that'll miss quite badly though with a 12. As it just whips around, you're easily able to just duck underneath it as it like whips around, you duck underneath and it ends up way over there. Legendary action off. Orson, his turn.
He's just gonna swat at this sword like an annoying fly.
Yeah.
Get
yeah,
off me!
You can roll to hit the sword. That definitely hits. An 18 magical bludgeoning damage definitely affects it. Yeah, as he just whacks this sword, and it just sort of like ding, ding. It like spins through the air as if it's like got like zero gravity for a minute, so it just like spins out of control, and then immediately just straight back to point. Anything else on Orson's turn? Any movement or anything like that?
Go away, stupid sword.
Fair enough. Next up, Balzanor.
I'm going to disengage, so it can't attack me.
Use your
And cast
action to disagree.
Tasha's otherworldly guise.
Is that a bonus action or an action?
That's a bonus action.
Fantastic. Disengage, Tasha's
fine.
otherworldly guise. You gain these huge wings that suddenly form on your back. Your eyes flare with this magical resonance, with this burning sensation. What would you like to do? Are you moving at all?
I am going to move, but I think I'll put a lower planes is what I'm deciding here. I think upper planes, because I believe he's upper as well. I think he might have more. It might be more relatable. I don't know. It's a bit of a guess, really.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I'm just going to go 5, 10, 50. Wait, what's my movement?
I believe it's like 60 feet or something. I might be wrong. I should say
Flying speed of
spell.
40 feet.
40 feet. There we go.
And a +2 bonus DC. Okay, cool. First 5, 10, 15. I'm going here 20, but then I'm also going. Actually, I'll go one more, and then I go 15 feet in the air as well.
Okay, cool. 15 feet in here. Right. Next up will be. Next up will be him with another legendary action. I think he's going to decide that you're coming for him, and he doesn't like that. So he's going to turn around and throw a thing at you again. That's a D12. That's no. 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 hit. Balzanor.
No. Wait.
You have a +2 AC from
Yeah, I
this
do have
thing.
+2. My AC is 17 now.
AC is now 17. Hits,
Yeah.
sadly. 6,
I didn't
9,
have enough there.
11 necrotic damage as this spear of necrotic energy just slashes into your shoulder. Is Tasha's otherworldly guy's concentration?
Necrotic damage. I'm immune to necrotic damage now because I've gone upper planes.
immune to necrotic damage now. Fantastic. So this thing flies towards you, and they just, and this like it almost like as it hits you, just like bursts into this cloud. So as it bursts into this cloud, you just continue flying through it, and there's just this like the red of your eyes almost permeates through it as you charge through. Sam's right. That's a pretty big fuck you to him.
I mean, I'm glad that worked out.
Absolutely.
That's a really good.
That was a very, very good choice. Daviak is going to see this and in turn make a couple of attacks of his own. So let's just use his sheet. Longsword. 18 would hit. Reaction shield doesn't hit. 23 just on the cusp of hitting. Finally. So he deals. He's doing this two-handed. No, this isn't with a longsword. This is with a greatsword, which actually doesn't get the +2 magic bonus. So sadly, that's only a 21, and therefore doesn't hit. And therefore, this is a very, very sad time. In which case, he's going to be very, very sad, and his griffin's going to get a couple of attacks. Griffin gets a natural 20 with the beak. And a 22 with the claws sadly doesn't hit, but the natural 20 with the beak is pretty good. That's just a whole load of damage. That's 19 damage. Sadly, half to 9, but there we go. 4. Boom. That's all done. Mittens.
Lair action thing?
Lair action, yes. And this be the final one of these. So, can I get you all to roll me a d20? 17. 3. 15. 10. Giri, can you yet again roll me a d100?
It's because I'm wearing my armor. I need.
Maybe.
I'm conducting it.
Yeah, D100 please. 54. What happens on a 54? 54. 54. You're immune to being intoxicated by alcohol for the next 5d6 days.
No!
So roll 5d6 for the hell of it.
What I want is the sucky.
Yeah, roll 5d6 for the hell of it. 11. For 11 days, you can't be
11
intoxicated.
Days.
Good job.
Mad. I'm really mad.
I'm going to join the competition in the next 11 days. Let's go.
Right. And as this lair action goes off, there is the final sort of like jolt in the speed. And as you all watch for a moment, the image slows on this image in the portal of this huge tree. I'm talking like James Cameron's Avatar huge tree. It spans over an entire forest, it seems like, right underneath its branches. And as this thing almost like pans down, then it wafts through branches and vines and pools and then the dirt, and you can see it begins to push its way through the thousands of roots this tree has, opening up to this area. As roots part, creating the doorway, a circle of flames, almost like candlelight, begins to spark a light, and around the room many, many sigils begin to light as well, turning slowly on and off, like slow blinking. This is very, very dim light, but in it, you begin to see something. A creature, easily 60, 70 feet tall, probably half as wide. All over its skin, tiny scales, but not to be mistaken for weak. No, they are incredibly tough and perfectly aligned to make the most armor anything could even try to make. Glisten. Huge horns and bones protrude from its back, all the way down its sort of like back and shoulder blades, down along to its lower back, and extremely long tail that wraps around it. Upon its head, these two huge horns that spike out, and a large maw. You can see from these two tusks glisten. Even from here, you can feel the warmth bellow in as it breathes. And this thing is, I mean, this is underneath the roots of the tree. This is easily like a couple of 100 feet away from you. And even from here, you can feel this of its breath as it snores asleep. But as you look, it wears this huge collar. These runes also sort of glimmering and glowing and pulsing. And as this thing enters, and as you can now view it, it almost skips a beat of the pulsing. As it skips a beat, each of these sigils flares with energy suddenly. It is as if the sigils are not there to help the thing find the portal, but to do something within the lair of the Tarrasque. Though you're not entirely sure what. You can all now very visibly see this Tarrasque, this thing that's easily as tall as some of the tallest buildings in this land and your own. And holy shit, this thing could squash you like a bug. No joke. And with that, Mittens, what would you like to do?
Okay, so next to him, and then bonus action command these guys.
Talking.
Yeah, I think these guys have all got a movement to come here. So there'll be 4 attacks against him from these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So these have all got a +6 to hit. Natural 20.
Hey.
Natural 20! 17 misses.
10.
Misses.
Hey.
Natural 20!
So 2 hits. Each one is 1d8 + 2, so that's 48.
2d8. Yeah, 48 plus 4.
13.
Oh.
11, 13 damage. Is this magical?
13, 15.
Is this magical? It is not magical, and therefore that comes to 7 damage.
Now I'm going to get these 6 to surround this room on the floor and get them all
Mm-hmm.
against the floor.
Attacks against the floor. Roll to hit the floor.
Okay. 12. 26.
Oh my god, JJ.
Wow.
15. 12, 26, 15. 22.
Oh my god!
He rolled
The
out all his
boss
ones
all over
earlier,
again.
that's why.
So 2 crits against the floor, a 22 against the floor, and probably a 15 against the floor, probably just below that hit.
Yeah? Okay, so the 2 natural 20s and the 22 hit.
Okay, so it's going to be 5d8 plus. How many attacks?
5d8 plus 6.
5d8 plus 6. 24 damage to the floor.
24 damage to the floor. Excellent. That is non-magical as well, right? So that is 12 damage to the floor, and each cloak that attacked the floor takes 7 force damage.
Okay, is there any save on this, or they just take damage?
They just take it from hitting it.
Okay.
Uh,
This is where having 2 of them combined together comes in tricky, but I'll sort it out.
there should be like 2, there should be like 3
Yeah, I've got it.
things above, so you could try that, so...
Yeah, and then for my action, I'm gonna try. I don't know how whether the swords can do damage that much. So for my action, I'm gonna vicious mockery the sword and just say I'm just going to turn to the blue one, like, you're blunt and rusty.
Sadly, the sword is immune to psychic damage. But boy, if it wasn't, you would have
Sick
really
burn,
riled them
bro.
up there.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet further away from it.
20 feet further away from it.
You've blocked the sword. It's not done anything, so you've just slowly backed away from it.
Yeah, pretty much. Cool.
Oh, I apologise for that.
Cool. That's your turn. In which case, we go to him and a legendary action, and he is going to. There's lots of people within 5 feet of him, so doing a ranged attack isn't really the best bloody option now, is it? So instead, he's going to do it against Mittens because he knows that Mittens is weak and only has one hand. So disadvantage. Disadvantage. Oh god. Let's see. 14 to hit Mittens. Misses. This arc of necroticness just slams against the ground next to you, fluttering away into several wisps of necrotic energy. And it is now his turn. Does he get his thing back? He does get his thing back. Mittens. Now you command a lot of things that he doesn't like. He summons in his hands these chains and unleashes them towards you. Can you please make me either a strength or dexterity saving throw with disadvantage?
Disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
Why disadvantage?
Because these chains are coming towards you, and you have to have some penalties for losing a hand.
I would argue that throwing myself out of the way would not be disadvantage.
Okay, I'll say if you roll a dex save, it won't be disadvantage. If you roll a strength save, it will be.
Fuck.
Fantastic. You take. I've lost my D8.
Good.
That means
Bastard.
It's 0. Right.
You take 6 fire damage and 4 piercing damage as these chains wrap around you. You are restrained. Your speed is 0, and because you failed by 5 or more, you're now prone as well, as these burning chains wrap themselves around you, and you fall to the ground. Now you're only restrained, and you technically still do have, you can move your, it's as if imagine you were tied up by, a bunch of, bowlers kind of things. They're, wrapped around your, waist and around your, and, in, a cross or anything. So you can still, move your arms somewhat. You can make a strength check to try and break out of them at the end of your turn. You make a strength check.
Concentration check.
He does now need to make a concentration check. All that damage was just as 1, so concentration check. So 18, you're fine. And
a lot goes with you, Mittens. So if you could just keep concentrating real hard, that'll be all good.
The chains can be attacked to be broken, or someone else can come and pull them off of you. It's you don't have to just do it. But yeah. You're now chained up. Like the kinky boy you are. And with his bonus action, he's going to get this one to just move 5, 10, 15, 20. Be 20 feet up in the air. Actually, he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 and move it up to Giri. See how good of a sword fighter she really is. And he's going to try and hit Orson. Natural 2. That is going to miss Orson as just ding. Clangs off the side of his arm as he just blocks this quite wild swing from this blade, and that's gonna be him. End of his turn. Nevado.
So Sunbeam again.
Sunbeam again. Sunbeam. DC 16 con save. Oh, does he do it? Does he do it? He's blinded. And he takes half that damage. 14 damage. He knows you guys have got some good stuff.
Oh, so he's blinded.
He is now blinded, yes. He takes 14 damage. So that HP. Yeah, and he took half the damage as this beam just blasts forward. Good heckin' job. Anything else? Any bonus actions? Any movement? Any more for any more?
I'm guessing the sunbeam's going to hit one of my things.
Probably.
Cool.
Can they make con saves as well?
One of them is destroyed.
Oops.
One of them is destroyed. Which one would you like to be destroyed?
Reduce the orange one by one.
Not say it's still like next to him like that. Actually, it's more likely that one, probably to that one would have been
I'm
there.
assuming it's like a straight one. I mean,
Yeah.
Friendly fire on an inanimate object, I think is an
Yeah. I'm guessing I can't do anything. Ben's
fine.
dead.
Just trying to find my D8 and my headphones pulled out.
So Mittens is back here, right?
Uh-huh.
With chains attacking.
Chains wrapped all around him.
I'm guessing I can't use a bonus action to try and free him or attack the chains.
Is a full action to try and... Unless you can make an attack as a bonus action,
I
Then-
don't believe I can.
in which case, no, sadly, it's a full action to try and rip the chains
Okay.
off.
Cool.
Cool. Alright. We have some things going on. So, after your turn, he's going to decide that he doesn't like being surrounded all very much, and so he's going to use 2 legendary actions to use his ability Searing Burst. Now I'm going to need everything around him to make a dexterity saving throw. So that's Mittens, your 3 things there, plus Griffin, which passes, and Davyak, which also passes, so they'll take half damage.
It's first one 11, second 4, third one 6, and the cloak natural 20.
Oh, what
Natural 20 passes, the other ones fail. So,
is going on?
as he begins to flare, he just releases his wings, and this burst of, as I said, there are some celestial remnants of him. So this initial burst of radiant energy blasts out of him, and then it fizzles away with fire. So everything takes 5 radiant damage, because it rolled shit, and 9 fire damage. And Davyak will take that damage as well. Davyak is on less than 100 HP.
Less than 100 HP, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Giri!
How's Mr. Raziel looking?
He's looking alright.
He's barely been touched.
Davyak's done a little bit into him.
Davyak's done a fair bit into him. But, and, you know, Nevado's done a little bit. Everyone's done, like, their little bit to him, but it's just not... It's not been a massive amount so far.
Yeah, and is he... He's...
20 feet in the air.
Okay. Is it a bonus
I need to put
action
that.
to drink a potion for myself?
Drink a potion for yourself. Bonus action.
I'm gonna drink my... Do I do that? I'm gonna... You think?
Yeah, it lasts a minute.
That's 10 turns.
10 turns.
I'm just far away from him at the moment, that's the only thing. I don't know whether to go for this glyph, JJ, is my other dilemma. Oh, I'm gonna drink that potion. I'm flying now. I fly now?
You fly equal to your speed. 30 feet of flight.
Okay.
How do you see yourself flying? Do you create wings, or do you just get up and go?
Just get up and go, I think. I don't. Yeah, I can't see it being wings.
Yeah.
There's a little symbol. There we go.
Cool.
5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I get to about level with him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's my bonus action, and then my action to dash.
Action to dash. He just looks at you like, I was hoping I could fight the great Giri. Kumo. And he levels his blade towards you. Awesome. Fantastic. He has no more legendary actions left this turn. So, Orson. What's Orson gonna do?
Awesome, sorry. I genuinely, for some reason I thought you said Oramus. I was just
Awesome.
lost there. He's gonna just try this blade again because it's getting on his nerves. See you later, blade.
Getting on his nose. See you later, blade. Yeah. Smacks the blade. The blade falls. Ding, ding, ding. Blade is out of commission for the minute. It becomes a regular old blade.
And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Anyone ever watched WWE? you know what's coming.
Oh no. Oh, and he can't do the thing that'll get him out of there until he gets legendary actions again. This is
Activate.
This is going well.
Combat protocol.
Right, Balzanor, what are you doing? You're
Right, so I am flying through the air. If I go there, do I get advantage with purple cape?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to fly, and because I get 2 attacks now, I'm going to
I'm gonna wreck it.
read something quickly, actually. Yeah, I'm going to hit with the Great Club.
Oh, definitely hits. Even through the shield, just right in the face. 11 bludgeon damage is not terrible damage as well.
Not terrible. That's nice. And I'm just going to put this in the chat.
Hammering horns immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack as part of your attack action on your turn. You can use a bonus action to attempt to shove a target with the horns. The target must be within 5 feet of you, no more than one size larger than you. And this is 16 strength 7 throwing. That's to move it 10 feet away from you.
Because it's a bonus action, do I only get that once every attack? Or do I get it once every round?
You get it once
so I've got 2
every
attacks, can I do
turn.
that, use the bonus action, and then hit again and use that as a bonus action again?
No, you get like
No.
1 bonus action per turn. So you would use that
Alright,
and then
So then I hit with the Great Club again first.
18 sadly misses.
Do I still get the bonus from the first attack because I didn't use it?
You do, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yes.
You did hit him. So where are you going to move him? It's not a. So I think you can use a bonus action
Is
to
it
attempt
not?
to shove a target. The target must be within 5 feet of
Oh,
you,
it's
no more
not.
than one side. It's a strength saving throw against the DC equal to 8 plus your proficiency plus your strength. Which
Or does he just push it back? Does he just?
so it's a strength saving throw from him, and if he fails, you get to push him.
Okay,
so-
actually no, 'cause we are surrounding him. Forget that. Sorry, guys.
Fair enough. He rolled a nat 20
Um,
anyway.
In my head, I was
So
thinking 1 extra
that's
damage.
cool. Yes, no, sadly not. Right,
Well, that was fun when it lasted.
there we are.
And I'm still a bit in the air, by the way. I'm
You
still,
are
I'm hitting
indeed
down
in
on
the I'm gonna just
Put some wings on you, man.
stick those
Oh
wings
yeah,
on you.
yeah. Cheers. Sorry.
And with that, we come to the end of the round. call it there. One more round.
I think call it there. So
Yeah.
get quite
Yeah,
late if we do
agreed.
another round.
Round's quite long.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. Alrighty. Good start. Excellent start, to be fair. You guys have done quite a bit of damage to him, and he hasn't really done much to you guys, but he's going to have to step it up, I think. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week for some more shenanigans where hopefully you'll get to beat this guy before the Tarrasque can awaken and figure out what the hell these glyphs do and how to stop them. Also before the Tarrasque awakens, because if it does awaken, that could be kind of rough. I'll see you all later.
All right.